Yeah, soon.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Interesting choice of start.
Here we go.
It's a shared hyperfixation currently.
I mean, you have no idea how many times to listen to this, but I'll pontificate on that a little bit more when I get back there.
Here we go. Here we go. I'll live inside you forever with Satan himself by my side. Oh, God, it's so good. Thank you, TikTok. Once again, I have a song in my playlist because of you.
All right, I got my rocks off. Can I get everybody's roll the d20? Who's Jake? I don't know. I don't know this Jake person. I'm not familiar with them.
Brother.
I've never met this Jake person. I don't run a fantasy world where one of my heroes is named Jake.
From State Farm.
Not yet.
Not yet. Wait till Caitlyn dies and Jake shows up, played by Jake. Oh shit.
It's a tie, and Josh
It's a tie.
is not here. Josh went to get a drink or something, but he loses by default.
Yeah, the two of you will roll off when Josh gets back.
Anyway, while he's not here, has anyone seen the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
No.
No.
Isn't that like a really bad movie?
People say it's really bad, but I watched it when I was like 10 years old and I loved it. I watched it like 10 times.
I mean, you're
Sean
the target
Connery's
audience.
last movie.
Yeah, Sean Connery was like, "This was so dog shit, I'm never making a movie again." But I was like, "Oh, this is cool. It's got like Dorian Gray, it's got like Jekyll and Hyde, and like Nemo, Atlantis, shit like that." It was just like an amalgamation of all the Victorian fantasy shit. And I was like, "This is sick."
Face in the mirror. Sorry. Alrighty. Well, why don't you give me another d20 and we'll see what Josh has to roll against.
Ooh, it's big numbers.
Ooh, no.
Josh just trying to escape his responsibilities of doing the recap 80% of the time.
Bitch, I'm gonna slide in there and steal that shit.
Correct. You are.
I always take it, baby.
Eh?
Meh.
I love how I rolled it ahead of time and I was like, it's gonna be fucking, like, perfectly marked where it's gonna still be me, even though it'll be fucking later.
Like I said, it's your job 80% of the time.
So, last time, especially traversing our way over the ocean on the boat still, there was a lot of conversations had, a lot of people thinking about what has happened in the past, to others that are informing, well, more or less, Kaylin informing. What is Kaylin? I'm trying to remember who exactly I was talking to. I believe it was Kaylin that mentioned the, oh, it was Mage, I believe, that mentioned the sundial that could direct me to anyone. Even if
No, that was me.
Thank you. Would not remember who the conversation with.
You were like, I've been looking for this lady forever. And I was like, well, just used to take the trouser where people are. And you're like, oh!
Which at that point also we were assaulted by the most horrible aberrations on the ocean that seem to infect people with horrible blue pox is the best way I can describe it, like zombie pox, and it was getting pretty bad. Thankfully we were able to get that cured thanks to Adelante, you know, just purging the ever-loving shit out of it with a lesser restoration constantly. At that point, I believe we did a little bit of speed up, a little bit of training on some of our skills while finally arriving at Riftain. Being able to get a few extra supplies because the good Captain Lascalar wanted to get a few extra things here and there. Also requested that we stay on the boat just in case because they don't like magic users here, which is understandable, especially since our party is heavy magic users across the board. And it's at that point, as I believe we left off, where we were just pulling into port and basically anchoring down for the time as they were getting a list of air quote grocery or things to purchase for the ship before returning back to our long fucking clandestine journey southward.
Yeah. The only thing I need to resolve is, after getting the shopping list from you all, if there's anything that you wanted specifically for the boat, whether or not you would honor Captain Lascalar's request, at least for tonight, the first night. You're arriving around 11 o'clock at night, well after sunset, to be granted berth, near the fishery there. Is anyone desperate to get off the boat tonight?
Not that I can think of for myself.
No, I'm good. I will stay on the boat.
I believe this was discussed already.
Okay. Then in that case, you guys are all going to stay aboard the ship, and you will be awoken early in the morning to the sound of Captain Lascalar giving instructions to Minos and Minos above deck, as he is heading off even before the early breakfast that Ku usually makes.
What's good, long bed?
What does everybody's morning look like? Rather than just moving, let's
Aaron,
actually
Snapfire
narrate and play the
ASAP.
game. What is everybody doing? As you get
I'll
up
ask
in the
the
morning.
captain to get me some warm fur coats because I assume this is Riften weather. I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'd give him money for it, but actually I don't have any money, so never mind.
Cold weather clothing for everyone? Okay.
I forgot that you don't have money.
Mage would leave with as fast as they could with Captain Lasco.
So you bolt up above deck, see him heading off the ship, and he says, I really would prefer if you would stay on board. with the magic and the outright hostility, I'm gonna have to make some deals. I can't order you to stay, but I would ask that you do.
Nope.
Right.
Damn.
All right, follow me. Stay close. We're headed to the marketplace.
I'm just gonna lean over to like Q and Adelante and be like, "Does Mage have one of the amulets?"
I have no idea. I mean, I have mine.
I have one. Did we have 3?
We have 3. I believe she might have one.
Oh God. They
Oh
do.
my god. Well, if they go and die, I wasn't really planning on helping them, but if they have the amulet, then we sort of have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we follow?
I don't think anything's gonna happen.
This should be good.
But I guess actually, you know what? No, something is gonna happen. Yeah, I guess we go. Just try to keep the magic stuff to a minimum, okay?
Easy enough.
Caleb shrugs like magic.
I guess we're going too. I guess we all immediately break what we said we would do.
Well, at least I won't be going alone. Lionel's like, should I come with as well then?
Watch the bird.
Watch the bird.
Yeah.
Keep the ship running.
Right.
Keep these guys safe.
Also, you're like super magic, and like you are also at risk.
Oh, thank you, dear. She flips her hair back. You're magical too.
No, she's breathtaking. Different.
Take notes, Kaylin. You guys all tromp off the boat after Captain Lascalar, who looks back at you and runs his hand from the top of his face all the way down it, stretching the flesh, pulling on his beard. Right.
I just look at him and I'm like, I'm sorry.
How close is he? Like, is he within earshot?
I mean, if you guys are heading after him as they're heading down the dock, then, I mean, you could definitely yell to him. I'm assuming you guys, like...
I'll just
Alright.
shrug and, like,
You guys are
point at
at
Mage.
Yeah. Okay. Suppose it's better to have... accompaniment. Alright. You all start making your way into town. Okay, I'm gonna drop you over here with the rest. You guys make your way away from the main dock area, past the offices, a meadery, a large blacksmith, and what appears to be the main inn of the town that's 3 stories tall. You make your way to the market hub, which is slightly different from how it appears on the world map. You can see all of these low stone walls sectioning off small different courtyards for differing uses all across the space. As you approach, the loud hustle and bustle can be heard for a few blocks before you reach there. As you do reach, you can see wares of many different kinds being sold here, almost all of it handmade. Very little of like magical make is prominently on display as you look around. Tailors and cobblers, blacksmiths, roofers, fishers, just almost any mundane profession is represented here as you look out across. All right, I need to see first about timber, then food and supplies, and then I need books and cold weather clothing. Are you all going to be accompanying me, or do you have your own errands?
I figured I'd make it easier and go grab my own spices.
I'll walk along with Koo. Kaylin, you want to walk along with them?
Cool.
Are
Alright,
you coming with me then? He looks at Mage.
Mage is already like looking around at everything that is there possible to see.
Mm. I'll take that as a.
Sure.
Okay. Over here first then, and he'll head out into the square towards this large brown tent here at the opening.
Where are we going, Koo? Where are we headed?
To the spice melange.
Where is that? Where are we supposed to be going for spices, huh?
Definitely investigating where he would have spices.
Are you looking for anything specific, or are you trying to find things that you don't have? So you're just looking for a spice place.
A place that has spices and trades in spices.
Sure, give me a perception. You spy several like food tents, catering different things. Something that is not dissimilar to a meatball sub, being sold at the one sandwich shop. There are cups of broth with different meat skewers cooking in the boiling liquid. In a couple different stands, and you spy near the back a very small tent in the corner here, called the Spices of Life, and then there's a small set of parentheses below that, and death.
It speaks to me on every level.
Ku takes off immediately. Atalanta, you look down, Ku is no longer next to you. You look up, Ku is halfway across the market square.
Oh shit. Where did they go? Oh my god, I just start to run after them. Hold on.
This way.
You walk up and you see a familiar satyry face. No, imagine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you approach and see a young-looking tiefling man attending the stall, fairly bored. They're currently creating a small pyramid out of several of the vials of what look like different colored sand that are on the table in front of them. They have a large rack of different vials, some with liquids and some with dried material inside of them. As you both approach, they look up and say, "Oh, welcome to the Spices of Life and Death. How can I help you? My name is Creativity."
Evening, cutie. Cool. I was just looking to get a few things to spice up the kitchen a little bit. And I will pull out the small list here. Obviously, base of salt and pepper. I was hoping you might have some cinnamon or cinnamon sticks. Along with that, a little bit of nutmeg. Also, maybe a bit of sage and all. Start rattling off the various spices.
Yeah, you see he's like looking at the paper in front of you as you're rattling it off, and his tail is reaching up and wrapping itself around bottles, and one at a time as you're naming them, grabbing them and putting them on a small white napkin next to him. You seem to be a very discerning cook, Mrs.
Cool.
Mrs. Ku. Is this the other Mrs. Ku? Looks over at Adelante.
Oh, no. Just a friend.
Of course.
Quite single.
Oh, there's no Mr. Ku then. You won't be needing the spices of death then.
Thankfully,
What are you buying?
Oh, well, could be interesting to buy some, actually.
Of course, this, and he reaches up and pulls a vial of purple powder, is to die for. And he winks an eye at you, Adelante. Just a pinch in anyone's food. They'll have the longest sleep of the rest of their lives.
Would you happen to sell anything that's more like, let's say, medicinal in smaller doses, lethal in bigger ones, that sort of thing?
How much is that one, though? I might need a, make use of it.
Don't sell them that one.
Hey,
Don't-
my
don't-
business.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not going to shortchange the cute merchant.
Flicks their eyes over at you, looks back at Adelante, then back to Ku.
Back to you. Back to.
The bottle I could part with for $250.
I could easily do that. Happily set down the 250 coin. Would imagine my friend is still going to look for something more tasteful to her liking.
Okay. If you're gonna buy that bottle.
Yes.
Okay. It is the same as the pale tincture poison. I do have some willow root and a few other things of that nature. Natural pain suppressants. He reaches in and pulls a slightly larger mason jar looking vial that's filled with like a greenish ground substance that looks fairly fresh. If this for personal use, I could recommend this. It's
Yeah.
it-
I'm
it's
looking to
called-
buy.
the strain is the Fall of Carl.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
It's a
looking
little
for
joke,
something
little Fane Roonian humor.
I definitely enjoyed it.
something that's, more to fit in like a first aid kit. Just general herbs, things like that I can use.
Of course, I could pack you up a pouch of some kind to restock a medical kit.
Yeah.
Should be more than doable, say 10 gold.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, and for your assortment of spices, 15.
Excellent. Is there a price on you, or are you just free later?
Roll me a persuasion.
There you go.
Well, my shift ends when the market closes at sundown. I usually go and get a drink from one of the beer tents before I leave. Free might not be the best word for it, but available for a call, perhaps. I do make home visits if necessary. Perhaps you could leave an address that I could find you at.
Well, currently arrived on a ship, but I think I can make the best of time.
An out of towner, I see. I'm curious, and he like takes he's taken the money that you guys have given him and he closes it in a lockbox and shuts the lid to punctuate the sentence. What news is there from wherever you're coming from? People have been saying some strange things, earthquakes, appearances, storms happening out of nowhere. Two-headed goats, he winks.
Well, I've seen a few strange things on the seas. Between some undead and giant thunderbirds. So that would be seeing some of the worst. So, I'd probably say the prospect of war from where we're coming from, but that's just people being paranoid still. That's always on the teetering edge.
Oh, where are you coming from? What's the name of your ship?
I honestly don't remember the name of the ship.
The name of the ship is the Lucy.
Lucy. Ah, it's the Lucy that's in port.
Fine name. Well,
I'd be bedazzled to hear what's going on here, especially with such fine men.
well, he'll lean a little bit closer. You didn't hear from me, but supposedly some of the orders have been coming together to meet.
Ooh.
Who's to say what they'll do? It's been hundreds of years, supposedly, since they were all under one banner.
So it does sound like somebody's coming to more push than shove.
Hmm. The strange thing is, no one who works for the city knows anything about it, or is willing to say anything about it.
Guess they have a tighter
It's-
cap on it than anyone would care.
I don't know who would benefit from a change in the war now, but well, spices will still need to be sold, and I'm not joining any army post-haste, so what the Blood Hunters do is their own.
Exactly. Sticking to
There's a thunderous bang
Oh no.
from somewhere over by where Kalen's standing.
I was just testing my
I know.
useful-
I just wanted to out you. I'm sorry. Sorry. Well, maybe I'll swing by the docks later. See you around.
Hold you to it.
Hmm.
I'll make it a very long-lasting night.
Jesus fuck.
Well, I'll see that I can afford it.
Riz.
Do that nice little gentle hand brush a little bit longer before that saunter away and wink before turning away.
Hell yeah. Okay, we'll resolve where you two go after this. Mage and Kalen, you accompany the captain as he makes his way over towards this tent that seems to be selling supplies. There are large crates of sails, bundles of rope in barrels, large spars of wood, and things of the nature lying around, as well as a constant stream of heavy set people of many different races connecting the tent to one of the side storerooms and the dock. A pot-bellied dragonborn is sitting behind the large set of 3 different tables, all strewn with various shipping gear and